We're already 5, 6. We're not ready to say.
In a world of
Doing not.
smoking story dream, from humble beginnings, just a thought, the spark. Now they're lighting up the airwaves, leaving their mark. They talk life and laughter, and the cigars they hold dear, dispelling all the worries, banishing all fear. Oh, guys with his laugh, a booming, joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living at the podcast dream. Through debates and discussions, they always find a way to make you feel at home at the close of every day, with tales from their adventures and insights sharp and keen. The Cigar Loons are truly quite the listening scene. Oh, guys with his laugh, a booming, joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living out the podcast dream. So light up your stogie, settle in and hear. The Cigar Loons are talking, bringing joy to your ear. Guys Grumpy and Matthew, a perfect smoky blend. Tune into the Loons until the very end.
Howdy, howdy. y'all doing?
Hello.
Howdy, it's us. We're here.
Mm,
Believe it or not.
yeah, it's Tuesday.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
it's
that.
Tuesday. Cigar Loons
Yes, it
podcast.
is.
And of course,
Yeah, buddy. I like seeing
thank
them
you
numbers
for the
go up
last.
next to that
Thank you for
eyeball.
last week.
I like that. There's my
Yeah,
spam
thank you for
callers. They
last
done
week, of
start.
course, when we were live. But how can we start this tonight as the Cigar
Uh,
Loons? Me, Grump, Matthew, and of course with M joining us.
yeah.
And over the past 3 years of the Cigar Loons. So of course we started in 2023. Matthew,
Yeah.
Grumpy, myself. So happy
DNH, yeah.
anniversary for yesterday, because it was our anniversary yesterday. It was.
Love you, brother.
And for the last 3 years, we have had nothing but sabotage against us. Our podcast put into the spotlight for me from 13 years ago when I went to prison. My past brought up that doesn't need to be brought up, to sabotage the podcast because someone's put it. But we'll go more into that person. We'll also go into Ishmael or Oliver of Banff Cigars, also the founder of the TPA, the Tobacco Products Association, in his comments from Saturday. But what we're going to do, we're going to go down to M, because M's only here for a couple of minutes because she's not very well.
I'll let you start first, and then I'll interrupt when I need to.
Okay.
There you go.
So
May as well live up to my name, ain't I?
Heard that, didn't you? So still over there.
of course,
Just roll.
welcome to welcome to DNH, of course. Welcome to, of course, Habanos.
What's up,
Hello
guys?
to, of course, Mike there on Instagram. And hi to everyone on Rumble. But yeah, so the very first time we ever heard of
What's up,
Mr.
Frankie?
Chris Lane was when we. Oh, Frankie, is when we were doing the Perdomo 30th anniversary cigar. And we were live. And his message was, does Nick Perdomo know that you're a criminal? So we blocked it, didn't think nothing of it. As the time has got on, me, Matthew, Grump, we've been reaching out to guests, haven't we, brothers? And what do we keep getting every time we reach out to a guest? I.e., Warp Cigars. If we mention Warp Cigars, what did we get?
Well, Warp specifically said
Yeah,
we can no longer come onto your podcast. We haven't gotten a lot of that, thank goodness, but there has been some.
there have been a couple. Yeah,
Yeah, can't come on.
Generally,
Can't come on
what
your
we
podcast
get
because
is,
you've been to
hey,
prison.
who's this douchebag that reached
Yeah.
out to me talking shit?
yeah. That's generally
And-
what we get is who's the clown. You know, who's the child that's sending this immature email with this junk. Is it what's his deal? That's usually what we get. But
And our answer to that is we don't know.
Yep.
yeah, exactly. But the thing about it, yeah, we're here tonight though. We're gonna lay these things on the table, and then we're gonna close the door on it because we a bit tired of it. So we're just gonna cook this thing. We're gonna put it out there on the grill and we're gonna cook it. Y'all can dissect it and do whatever you want to with it. But we're going to lay it out there for you because we're tired of it. 3 years is long enough.
Yep.
Things.
And I do want to say to the members of the TPA, just open your eyes up to who you're dealing with. This is the reason
That's
why.
it.
This is
That's
the
it.
reason why the image were posted of what Chris Lane has been doing to ourselves, to our podcast, over an article that is 13 years old. Doesn't even have to be mentioned in the UK. I have got the right immunity in the UK because it is spent, it is done, it does not need to be reached out about and doesn't need to be talked about. And the fact of it is, we come on here to talk about cigars, the love of the leaf, the family of the leaf. So why a cigar smoker like Chris Lane has got to go out and damage the podcast is unreal. And this dates back with Chris to 2021. And we will go more into that. But like Grump said, this ends tonight because we don't want to carry on talking about this. You know something? We've had fantastic guests that have come on. And the guests that have had these messages sent to sit down with them and then explain what's gone on, they have still come. That takes some balls from the guests to keep coming and to put up with this. And the fact of it is, they want to talk. And we act it out and we talk to them and tell them. And like Dave said, it's old news. What the hell's that got to do with cigars? What the hell's that got to do with a podcast? And this is the thing. But all I'm going to say now is, once this is done, keep the Cigar Loons name out your mouth. Stop reaching out to guests with old news that is really old news. The fact of it is, I am sick of talking about it. I have got nothing to hide, as I did on Instagram, where I did the full-blown video and told everybody what went on. As Grumpy and Matthew know, who have rode with me for 3 years, they know everything, and so does everybody else. The fact of it is, we were living very happily, going on TikTok, and you had to go and reach out to people that we smoke cigars with on TikTok. You have carried on doing this and stalking people, and what is your end game? 3 years. What's your end game? Because we're still doing it. And tonight is not the fact of to get everybody's eyes to come and watch what we're talking about to make money. We do not make no money out of this whatsoever. Me, Grumpy, and Matthew, we put the money into this every month to bring you a podcast. We don't make money. Well, I know Grumpy does on Feet Finder. I know he makes money off there and stuff. But we don't make
So
no
much
money.
for
This is the
secrets.
thing. We don't make no money.
And
You gotta-
Matthew's on
you gotta have-
sugardaddy.com.
Matthew? Jeez, it's all coming out.
Hey,
SugarDaddy.com.
hey!
Jeez,
We don't
talking
talk
about-
about that.
Well, I tell you what.
But this is what it's supposed to be, where we sit, we take the wet out of one another and have a laugh over a cigar and be able to enjoy
Yeah, some
this.
people can't. No.
Yeah.
Some people have miserable lives. They don't
It's-
understand.
I'm
Just say.
so
just
sick
say.
of it. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna play you something. So this,
Oh boy.
it's basically new enough like a confession. It is. And this is what it is. A confession on a podcast where Chris Lane sits with Ish from Banff / Factory Reserve / to length of how Tony Evans didn't pay taxes in the UK and also was charging for cigars. So hopefully the video plays. But like I say, this is a video. Which, has it come up? Is it playing, guys? Just bear with me a minute because we're having
Not so far.
some technical issues on my end, of course. Which it should play. Right. If it doesn't, I'll get it up in another way. But, CO Gold. Your device is having trouble sharing your video. Try sharing again. So there we go. So we're having an issue sharing this video. Which, let's try again.
Shocking.
Well, like I say, it's
Yeah,
a
did we-
video that is
We didn't
basically
expect
10
anything
minutes.
less.
10 minutes it does.
I mean, you know.
No, I didn't expect anything less with
You gotta go kick your hamster
YouTube.
wheel into
after
high
last
gear.
week.
Yeah, you got to get it over into the high side of Wi-Fi.
I've tried to give
Kick
it a cup of coffee and it's not drinking the cup of coffee. But I had to, of course, Medju Thierry and everyone else over there.
Yeah.
So
Good
it's not
evening,
going to play.
everybody.
It's not going to play that way. So I'll play it this other way. I won't.
We got ways.
It's like I say.
More than one.
It's It was a live that was played, and it's on YouTube basically. Where he's
Yeah.
stating this, and he stated it straight away. He was buying cigars from Tony Evans after he shared. He didn't pay taxes in the UK, and worked for a multi-billion-dollar company in the UK, bringing tobacco in the right way. Also ran Arthur George Cigar Lounge, which I was a part of with it, which was our business in the UK. And like I say, we're going to talk about it. Well, but this is not playing. Jesus Christ.
Sod's law when you want something
What we'll
worth.
do, we'll carry on. We will. And I'll get up on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll go into YouTube now. So, Grump, Matthew, I'm going to let you have your say. I'm going to let you have your say why I find this video. I am. So just bear with me for 2
That's-
minutes and you can have your say why I find this.
She's called
clip.
Danger Mouse because she's the opposite of a normal mouse.
I'm
Yeah.
called Danger Mouse because of a quote the Ish said on his live.
Uh-huh.
He called me a mouse with a big gob, aka Danger Mouse. Because you never know where I am, what I'm doing, what account I'm on. I have
I think you
eyes,
should own it.
ears,
That's the fun of it.
spies everywhere, and I openly admit I own it, like Grumpy says.
Yeah. That's the fun of it. I mean, you know.
I just ashed all on my lap. That's fun.
Oh no, no, not your lap, please. But yeah, I mean, you know, while he's trying to figure it out, I mean, I ain't going into no rants and raves or nothing, but it's beyond me. Well, I mean, it's we know why your butt hurt. You know, we know why. It's rather childish, uh, because you know people that break the law get in trouble. But your butt hurt because somebody didn't let you break the law.
Wait,
You
what
know,
happened?
yeah. Well, that you ain't got the video. You know,
Oh, I'm not good at
yeah.
that.
We'll have to
I'm
get the
out of the
video.
loop, as they
That's just
say.
one of them. That's one of them. Just one of them general analysis things. You know, I couldn't. I couldn't. You know, I couldn't cheat somebody out of money and got caught at it, and you know, and now my buddy's mad at the guy that caught me and got me in
Got
trouble. You know, so here we are in our adult years, and you know, he's over here going on about 13-year-old nonsense. You know, sometimes, yeah, you know, even by accident, people do grow up. But I mean, then again, sometimes the bus leaves the station without you, and it kind of looks like you're still stuck at the bus station. You know,
Yeah.
all childish. This is nonsense. You know, because most of the people that you reach out to, most of those people, like I said earlier, the first thing they do is hit one of us up. You know, what's up? What's up with this Joker? You know, and what's he talking about? So then once again, we have to lay this out. You know, just like it's been laid out numerous times, and then they're like, "How stupid," and it's like, "Yeah, pretty much." But that's on you, man. That ain't on us because we ain't going anywhere. You know. And as far as I'm concerned now, you're on ignoring mute. So fly on. Yeah, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. Grow up. That's all I can say. Grow up.
Yeah, I mean, all I have to really say is
Fuck.
one fact here, in that there was only ever one perfect person.
Yeah.
We nailed his ass to a cross.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Well, what I'm going to do
all
now,
of us.
like I say, we have got the video. And like I say, this is where
good.
Chris Lane opens up 2-ish
I'll finish my
on
thoughts
YouTube.
later.
He does.
Yeah. Put it in the cage so you don't lose it.
But he sits and he
No, I
tells
might.
Ish. He sits and tells Ish, of course, about how
Play the video.
he got into cigars, which I'm just waiting for the screen to load. Because for some reason, is the video there on screen now? Can you see where it's the video is set?
Not on my end.
I ain't saying nothing.
Let's see. What the hell? So for some reason tonight, YouTube is not playing. It's not putting everything on that we need to have on. Crazy thing. So we are experiencing technical issues still with YouTube and everything. It's there on YouTube. It's there on YouTube, and for some it doesn't. But he goes into telling about Anthony Evans. The fact of it is, Anthony Evans owned Revet Cigars in the UK.
Why are you on your phone?
Revet.
And put your phone screen up.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, peace and quiet. Let's party.
Time to take it over.
Well, here, I'll just finish my thoughts earlier.
Yeah, there you go. Finish that thought you were in the middle of.
You know, I know that everybody has skeletons in their closet, no matter how big or small they are. Ain't nobody perfect. And
Right.
the fact of the matter is, the actions and the person that I have gotten to know over the last 3 years is not the person that would do what he was accused of. He may be an asshole, but he's not a scumbag. And, I honestly don't give a shit what he did or didn't do 13 years ago. I didn't know him then. Whether or not it was. Oh, here we go. Sounds like it's coming. Looks like it's coming.
Looks like I heard nothing.
Looks like a Crown Watch mugshot.
It's nice just to sit back, smoke that cigar, have a few puffs, think about my dad. And yeah, when I got really into smoking cigars, it was about 4 or 5 years ago. And I got my first Banff cigar from a chap called Tony Evans. I think you remember go round to. He's got like a cabin in the back of his garden. Really nice guy, old school bloke, really old school. And his hobby was buying cigars from the States and getting them imported without paying taxes. Now, anyone that lives in the UK that smokes cigars, 3 times cheaper than it is in the UK market. And it's just like a gamble. Like, let me order some cigars online and cross our fingers and hope it comes through. Well, Tony was really good at that. He was really good at that. And cigar here, and I think it was either the barbed wire or the green tip. I can't remember which one it was. It might have been the barbed wire first. And and he charged me just what he paid for. So it was really, and my, I wouldn't call it an obsession, but I certainly quickly turned into a Banff fanboy. Now, I know at that time I hadn't really got into a lot of other brands, but I got into Banff early on when I started back up smoking cigars.
Tony is a nice fucking dude, even though some people try to Hurricane. Oh, you
You know what? He did tell me about that, and I won't mention his name, but the guy that we're talking about is an absolute fantasist, and he's a bully. And I remember doing was, inviting a couple of friends round his. We would go round his on a Sunday morning. We'll look in his humidor, and he'll say, "Go pick whatever you want," and then he'll add up the total at the end and say, "Right, that's it, okay." And for some reason, this guy, who we won't name, is an absolute fantasist, was telling him, Tony, really gave him a fucking hard time on the phone, and was saying that he's the sole.
He was
Yeah.
not. He will never win.
Yeah. An absolute Tony. To be fair, I haven't spoken to him in a what.
Well, you came back and it went away.
Yeah,
Tony that got me onto band, and
there we go.
yeah.
It's amazing. So
Pretty much, like I say, where they're admitting what went on. Talk, will you?
Yeah.
Because my pitch is right. So of course we are.
I know, it's disappeared.
And he's gone. Oy vey.
Yeah, boy.
This is going great. So we heard him talking about, I assume he was referring to Gaz there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that was pretty blatant admissions. I mean, just saying.
Yeah. you probably shouldn't
Importing
go on the
illegally
internet
into the
and say-
UK.
Yeah.
One conversation's missing all the crimes between a company and an illegal importer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that's some stuff right there. I mean,
He's gone again. What, you guys aren't allowed to have more than one of you on here at a time, or what?
yeah.
Not guilty.
I mean, your video's been fine the whole time.
I know it, man. She's been solid since we started.
I'm just sitting here joining in the conversation, having a look at the chat, sitting here critiquing at the same time.
Yeah, Dave. That's it, Dave. That exactly. I mean, I don't know how to put you comment up there, but you're exactly right. That's. I mean, yeah. Open admission. Yeah.
Open
Anthony.
admission 101. There was
Yeah,
open
it was
admission
just like-
101.
Yeah.
Is basically
Basic. Yeah.
he was bringing cigars in. He was bringing cigars in, not paying taxes on them, and then selling them. I, from another account on Facebook, reached out to Anthony Evans or Tony Evans, however you want to call him, and I asked him point blankly, "Are you selling Banff cigars?" His reply back to me was, "Yes, I'm selling them for £10. I asked him to work me out a price list on all the Banff cigars that he got. He didn't know it was me. Then I got in touch with Ish and told Ish what was going on. My next message from Anthony Evans was, "I don't sell Banff cigars no more in the UK," because he was found out. The fact of it is, to sell tobacco into an import years ago in the UK, you would need an EORI number, which would be a GB number. And that GB number is what you would use to import it. That same number was the number that was given to Ish when we did business with him, which was an EORI number. Now it is track and trace, so you get a track and trace number, which we have got, and it will
Which
be
I
supplied
was
tonight with
converted
everything else.
because I.
Yeah, but it's point blankly there. There's Chris Lane so buttered over this because his supply of Bamp cigars stopped. So that gives him then the right to go and harass us for 3 years and ruin our podcast. To go off a news article that's 13 years old that doesn't state World War II veteran, states a 94-year-old patient, that he is warped into a World War II veteran. It does not state that in a news article. The fact of it is, I've been open, I've been honest, I've told everybody what went on with going to prison. I was away for 9 weeks. Not a year, not 2 years, not 3 years, not 10 years. 9 weeks in prison. 9 weeks. Another 9 weeks on an electronic device. 18 weeks I got. So now I'm an ardent criminal. Everyone wants to say I'm this ardent criminal, that I'm this evil, nasty man. Okay. How would you feel if the shoe was on the other foot and it was one of us coming out with your past and what you've been doing? How would you like it? How would you like us again reaching out to companies and telling companies? It doesn't need to be talked about, does it? What you did in your past is what you did in your past. There is only one person who can judge you, and that's the Lord Almighty. That will judge you on the day of reckoning. When you go to the pearly gates, he will do your reckoning. And then you will take what he gives you. And this is the thing. People change. Before we go into anything else, I was passed, like I said in that video, to go into the care home that my grandfather was in, to hold his hand, and he was in there to go in the room at the care facility where he was living. I was also allowed by my family to live at my grandfather's and grandmother's and look after him, to nurse him, bathe him, put him to bed, help him with food, shave him, you name it. I did all that for my grandfather before he became really bad and he had to go into the care home. Allowed the care home, everything. Allowed in the room with the other residents, fine. Grandmother. Lived with my grandmother as she was going through dementia. Was there at the care home with Emily, and we stayed there most evenings to look after my grandmother that was dying. We were allowed the free reign of the home to go in and out the gardens, to be in the front room, around the patients. If the patients were there, we were allowed there non-stop. There was never a problem. Was there when she died, holding my hand. Me and Emily are also passed as temporary foster placement carers, so we can have foster children. Passed. I'm also passed to be around my mother's disabled child. Also allowed around my disabled nephew and also disabled friends of ours without a problem. So if I'm such an evil person, why am I passed by everybody in the UK? It's just absolute lunacy of what they're saying about me. And this is why, of course, on the subject of Chris Lane, Chris, you've done what you've done now for 3 years. And I'm just going to say it now on this live. West Midlands Police, I've got all the information that you've been doing. It is an act of sabotage. It's also an act of online bullying and stalking and discrimination, which is also a jail.
And also, as we're advised by Staffordshire Police of everything it's doing, alarm, harm, and distress, which is currently a prison sentence in the UK.
Yes, it is a prison sentence in the UK. And the police force have got it. If you want to supply me your address, Chris Lane, and you want to send me your house address, then by all means, I'll send the police around and they can have a nice little formal chat with you. And hopefully you'll leave it alone. Because sooner or later, you're going to rock up on a website buying cigars from someone that's a friend of ours, and then I'll get your address. And that's when the police will come and visit you. And also, you will have a lawyer's letter to sue you. So stop. Stop before it gets any worse. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be in trouble. I don't want to go down this loophole of doing this with you. Just stop. Leave it alone now. 3 years is enough of trying to ruin me because you're a little bit butthurt. So just leave it now
The thing,
and move
the
on.
thing is, though,
It's simple.
he's going through all your contacts on social media. How he's going is going to end up messaging a minor, which digs another hole in the UK.
Yeah. Because he's basically followed my son. He's followed my son. He's followed my daughters. So that's another kind of loophole. It is. So he just needs to leave it alone now and move on. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to keep talking about Chris Lane. The same as Grumpy doesn't. The same as Matthew doesn't. We don't need to keep talking about Chris Lane. He just needs to leave us alone and let us do the podcast for the greater good. Because we have had a great time with companies on here where we've promoted their cigars and had the opportunity to sit and smoke cigars with them. Even some of the members of the TPA. This isn't a case of a personal attack to the TPA. Like I say again, and I'll re-say. This is a case of you have got Chris Lane, that's friends with Ish, that is a member of the TPA, going around telling companies not to come on, and then promoting the TPA in that message. Well, come and join the TPA. This is what we do in the TPA. That puts a bad light on the TPA when he's going there. Oh, you don't want to go on there? He's putting them in a bad light. So why keep doing it? But if we want to go in a bad light, Ish, you went on live on Saturday and turned around and said, I haven't got the balls. I haven't got the balls to do anything more towards your reputation in the cigar community. You think I think I'm Jesus? I'm Mr. Cigar somebody? No, I'm a cigar smoker that hosts a podcast with my two brothers that is very passionate about cigars. That will help anybody. You have gone out on a personal vendetta yourself. But one of the things I'm going to drop at the moment, before we drop everything else, why is it, Ish, that you told a company to call themselves Black Pearl Cigar Company, knowing full well that Pearl Habana already owned Black Pearl cigars that Holt Cigars was selling? Why is it that you make cigars and you told somebody to call their cigar company Black Pearl Cigar Company and had a cease and desist? But you make cigars, people. Why did you do that, Ish? Come on, Grump.
Nah, man, I'm just a crazy old man sitting up here in the corner, but I knew better than that one.
Yeah, you all know better.
They've been
than
around
that
for
one.
they've been around for a long. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
You know.
Do your due diligence and check what you're going to call
exactly,
your cigar.
Man. Exactly. You know, pay close attention. You know, before you sign lines and stuff. Pay close attention before you make commitments.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to be an easy thing in this business, you know, that you can start out with something that's yours, and you move and sign the wrong piece of paper, and it belongs to somebody else, and you're sitting there looking at it, wishing you could do something with it. You know.
Yeah. And you know,
those that have had that happen,
we haven't got
they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but we haven't got a problem with that person who owns, well, used to own Black Pearl cigars. We haven't got a problem with him. It's just a case of
no, not at all.
Considering Ish is the maker of the cigar, why did he let it run? Then for a while, the company was already out there. You wouldn't, would you? You wouldn't go and make cigars for somebody and let them run with that, knowing full well it's going to cause a legal
Mm.
loophole. So there's one thing of Ishy's dirty laundry. Now you want to carry on Saturday, my dirty laundry, and say I can't fly to the United States because I'm a criminal. Criminals shouldn't have nothing. Once you're a criminal for life. Criminals cannot fly to the United States. Wrong. And that's what I'm going to say. It's wrong. It's wrong information to make yourself look like you know something. And okay, I get you work for the police force in Tampa. I get you worked for the army in Spain. But you are a punter. And that's what I'm going to say. You are a punter. You are a clown. Because your ideology of what you think you can say on people and how they cannot fly is wrong. There is laws in place with the United States Embassy and also the UK. If I sign a B1, B2 waiver and go to the embassy, I am allowed to fly, as is stated in this legal document that is here. And in the legal document, it states, thank you for sharing your specific context, of course. However, you'll still have to be very realistic path to travel. It's there as well. You'll likely fit the petty offences expectation, of course. It also goes into the ruling, to, of course, less than 6 months, which it was 9 weeks. The maximum penalty ruling, of course. It also goes what happens with the maximum penalty exceeding 1 year. Goes into a lot. That's just page 1 of that. But you go and you sign the B1, B2 waiver. And once you sign that, you then get a meeting at the London Embassy. Once you've been to your meeting at the London Embassy, the embassy then sign off whether or not you can fly to the United States. Emily's not going to say too much, but we know someone that is been into prison for GBH.
Multiple times.
Grievously body arm. Multiple times. And he flies to the United States, to Florida, every 2 to 3 months without any problems. So you want to say, I can't, but I can. And this is the thing. You say what you want to say, Ish, and I will bring the facts. I will bring the evidence all day long to your lies of what you were telling people, like you did on Saturday. And there it states, B1, B2, how it works, the petty offence. It's all there. After a 13-year clean record is highly valued by the US Constitutional Office. It strongly demonstrates that the incident was an isolated event and that you do not pose no risk to the US public, which I don't. So you went on record on the 8th of August with your podcast, The Factory Reserve, and you stated that I cannot travel to the United States of America. But there it is, from reliable sources where I can apply and come to the United States. What do you think on that one, guys? That of saying I can't travel to the United States, but of course it's just been proven there.
I mean,
Yeah.
people say random shit all the time. Obviously,
Yeah.
you know, that whole freedom of speech thing over here in the US, but you know, whether or not it's true, obviously it's not true. And I don't understand the point of like this internet beef he has with you, but you know, whatever. He can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
No doubt.
he
I mean,
liked He liked to go on. Go on, sorry. Go on, Grump. See what you got to say. My boy.
Oh no, you fine. Go ahead.
It's like the start of the podcast that he did on Saturday the 8th, with that horrible list of words going and calling somebody a retard. Not once, not twice, practically 7 times he mentioned retard and called me a retard. Called me a clown. Said I need to go and see a doctor. Constant abuse in the live, and sitting there with Gary the Misfit, that is now one of his reps, sitting with Rob, who's a police officer in Georgia, sitting with hologram Gabe, and they thought it was acceptable for him to call me a retard. That is hate speech. You do not call somebody a retard. And then he wants to sit there and take the wet out of how I'm sitting when I'm talking and say I've got a fat gut. Yeah, I have got a fat gut. The reason I've got a fat stomach is because of all the medication I have to take for my disability. He also stated on that live that he's got videos of me walking, having a beer in the pub. Hang on a minute, I walk on a walking stick when I have good days. Bad days, I don't get out. I'm stuck in the house. I never once stated to-ish, like
And
you made
let
out
me
in
just
that video.
interrupt. And the fact that the pub was 30 seconds away from our hold house.
Ooh, 80 seconds. That's
30
a long
seconds
while.
away from the house.
30 seconds?
30
Yeah.
seconds.
Took about
It's only
30
down the road.
seconds to
It's only
water.
down the road. It's
Yeah,
only down
don't
the road.
hurt
The
yourself.
pub is. But he supposedly got videos on me. I never once stated to Ish I was paraplegic. I told Ish I have to use a wheelchair some days. I have to, of course, use a stick. When the business shut, I had an heart attack through to sepsis. It messed me up. I had to learn to talk, walk again, and everything, as was stated in the video. And not once
Well,
did Ish reach out.
Let me put
Stick
this point
left.
out to Ish. You didn't have capacity to close the business at the time. It was myself.
Yeah.
As one of the sole owners of the company, and obviously guys had 50% shares. So technically I was CEO, director, whatever you wanted to call me. I closed the business at the time because I couldn't cope with how Gaz was. I didn't know what his recovery time was going to be, if he was going to recover. I had 2 children to look at the same time, and I had my full-time job and a part-time job at the same time. I couldn't be business owner, meetings, doing this, doing that, getting an income in to actually pay my bills in my house, sorting my children out, which was my main priority as well as Gaz.
Dave, apparently there's loads of videos of him walking around. Oh no. And this is the thing. It's like you've got a video of me. What, in the pub on a walking stick? Big whoopty. I use a cane. I walk on a cane. I had a beer.
He won't let me
One
have
beer.
one of those.
And actually, if you did have videos of you, but if you have videos of you, your stick will be in them videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, why has he got a video from Paul that was at the pub, the Sutherland Arms, of me walking into the men's toilets? Something's wrong about that, isn't it? Taking a video of me walking into the men's toilets on a walking stick. No.
Oh, Paul and Marco went to the pub for a bit of...
Yep, exactly. But that's that one. And this is the thing. Ish stated a lot of things in his video with a 34.34 second rant. They've called me a retard, saying we never did business. Well, let's go into that. If I was never the importer, me and Emily were never his importers. We never spent no time talking, me and Ish. He only did, as he stated, he only did business with Emily. So let's go into that, because I find it so funny. I do. I find it really, really funny when he states this. Because, like I say, we've got everything. So this image is from Facebook and is also available in the Arthur George Cigar Lounge Facebook group. That is now locked down as a group. But the image straight away is yours truly. And yours truly is sitting there, of course, smiling. And it states Arthur George Cigar Lounge. Also states, of course, me. And on the picture in question that is being posted, I will read you what it states. So just bear with me, because like I say, I've got all of them. So on that, it states, today's first delivery has come from Ishmael R. Olivian. We have the Don Olivian, BAMF, and K9 cigars coming to the UK market. Inish also put in that box for myself a Davidoff cigar and a La Gloria Cubana. That's when we had it. Ish also commented on that. Now, if we're not doing business, why would Ish comment on the picture? In his comment, when I find it, on the picture was, as is here, he put, nice, glad they made it safe and sound, as is the picture that's coming up now on screen. So that's where he said it, of course. We also had videos done. We also went on live, me and Ish, where we would talk most evenings on Instagram. And we would. Emily would join us as well on there. And the fact of it is, we also made a post, of course, of when we said ROCF was coming to the UK, which is the Rodriguez Olivian Cigar Factory. And this is the thing, like I said, you play it out, Ish. You state everything that you want to state online, and I will sit here and prove all the facts. And I will show every single image on what you have stated. Because enough's enough, in my eyes. As is stated there on that picture, from the 20th of August 2021. Also pleased to announce we will be the importer and distributor of Rodriguez Olivian Cigar Factory and many cigars coming to the UK market soon. Ish also liked that image. Why would Ish like an image that states this will be the importer and distributor coming for his cigar factory, his cigars, if we were not doing business? As he stated on the 8th of August this year, he stated that he never did business with Arthur George Cigar Lounge. This is someone that is sitting, is your founder of the TPA, telling you that he never did business with me or Emily. Never did business. We were never his importer and distributor. This it's all in my head. I'm all a narcissist. I live in another plane. The images are there, everyone. The facts are there to show you this was going on in 2021. M's not getting fired up yet, DH.
Not yet.
It's like, and to be honest with you, like you said, DH, what's his point of it? This is the thing. What's his
Let
point?
me stir the pot.
I think he's I think Ishi's point of trying to do it is so he can make himself out look bad, because now people are casting their eyes on him. people are starting to sniff. There's that orange Kool-Aid that he's been selling everybody is piss water. And people are smelling that it's piss water. People are starting to look at him. And he doesn't like it because his reputation isn't a great reputation in the cigar community. This is the thing. People will not come out and talk about Ish. Because Ish will go full-blown rant like he did a couple of years ago. His whole thing, when he used to go on live, was smoking cigarettes, not smoking cigars, and trashing people. And as he would trash people, like RTB, Ron Brown, you motherfucking cunt, you owe me fucking this money, you fuck it, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, fuck him. That was
Yeah.
Ish.
That's it, Frankie.
That's how he would sit every evening and slag somebody off. 2 companies he did it on. And that's what Ish did. And this is the crazy thing. He went from that to now Mr. TPA. I'm Ish. Or let me do it a different way. My name is Ish. I speak very little English. I'm from Spain. You want to take the piss out of me, Ish? I take the piss out of you. And that's the thing. He says I can't speak English. English is my first language. But I can also speak a little bit of Spanish. And that's the thing. Call me a clown
Maybe
in Spanish.
Ish should open his eyes up, actually use TikTok, and see what people actually say about Ish on different cigar podcasts or other casual people that meet up like yourselves. And it's not just that. Instagram, Kick, could name a few other things that people talk about Ish about, not in a good way.
The thing is, companies spoke. Companies spoke at an event. I'm not going to drop the people in it because I'm not, because I'm friends with them. But they were talking, and this company said, when are people going to open their eyes up to Ish selling them the same cigar with a different band on, with mediocre tobacco? When are people going to wake up? I've had companies that Ish has made cigars for that have come to me, and this is the company, that I have had to reblend their cigars. So why are companies talking about it? This is the thing. Companies are out there talking. You've got cigar lounges, like was put on Instagram. Ish's cigars are mediocre. It's a gimmick. They're not great construction. You know something? I can't say that. And I can't say that for myself because I've smoked Ish's cigars. I like Ish's cigars. But when you sit there and you look at it and he goes on as we never did business, it's been proven. Gary, the cigar misfit, likes to say there's the only reason he came off TikTok was because Ish was mentioned non-stop. Ish wasn't mentioned non-stop. When the conversation was happening, we were talking about cigars, I give recommendations out on Ish's cigars. So everyone got to know about him, like Gary, like Panda, and so many other people. Gary's in that now where he's the rep. Well done, Gary. Well done on being a rep, for opening your eyes up. You went on Saturday, said you believed me when I told you about what happened with the whole police case to where it went. Then you go into a conversation of, I believed him then because I had friends that were up for being molesters and doing this to children. So I believed him at the time. Why are you putting me in that category? Why are you putting me in that category? And as you start to talk about it, Ish cuts you off and then goes into another 2-hour conversation on something else. You get cut off. So why say that you believe me, then turn your back? And you also stated, I never knew who Ish was. I never knew who you were. You stated it twice on that podcast that you never knew who Ish was until I mentioned his name and you joined that podcast. Okay. This is the thing. You want to put that out, I will air your laundry. You should know. Don't go and mess with somebody. Don't go, and I'm going to quote it from Batman. Don't go and rub somebody else's rhubarb. You went and rubbed my rhubarb, and now I'm coming for your rhubarb. You went to rub it.
But you should look at his TPA circle a little bit closer because you have a grown-ass American man who speaks to minors on TikTok and then now had to leave TikTok. And you've also got a police officer that's not faithful to his wife. Would you like me to go and carry on spilling the tea that way?
Eight,
Em?
out.
We are not getting into them people. We are talking about Ish, Chris Lane, and the people that were on that live. So cool it. Cool it.
But it's Grumpy encouraging me.
Cool it. We're not talking about them people. But the fact of it is, there is people in that TPA that are good people, and there's people in there that really want to be careful because it's so out there, and I feel sorry for people. You know something? I like some members of the TPA, and I feel for them.
Yeah,
I
a lot of good people in there, man. I
Well,
can't understand
yeah,
how they got caught
there
up in
is.
all that, but you know,
Yeah, and we've had them.
there's
And
yeah,
this
we've
is
had
the
them on
thing.
our podcast. A lot of good people.
Yeah.
I just can't understand how they didn't see through all that.
Yeah, and what really gets me is the fact they're going around and saying there's the people that have been on the podcast, they've regretted being on the podcast. Not once have we had a couple of members that are in the TPA. Not once have they reached out to us and said, we've regretted coming on your podcast. Not once have they vocally said it live on Instagram or anywhere that they've regretted coming on with us. We have had...
Why would they?
Yeah, and this is the thing. The fact of it is,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for us at the start, some of these that are in the TPA, if we had to mention them, wouldn't have gone on to be on other podcasts. This is the thing. But you've all gone and joined Dish. You've all gone and drank that same Kool-Aid. This is a case of Em's not trying to upset the apple cart, but Em's got a lot in it for the last 3 years, Mike,
I can't see the comments, so
of what she has seen, what she's had to put up with for the last 3 years, and also the fact of what Ishi's done, what Chris Lane's done, and also the fact of how bad it's made me with my own mental health to the point that I was ready to give up the Cigar Loons and to walk away from my brothers and say, enough's enough, I'm going. Why should I have to walk away from my two brothers, my friends? Why should I have to walk away from people that I speak to on TikTok? Why should I have to walk away from being friends with companies in the United States that are friends, that I've got their personal numbers? I speak to them. They speak to me on Facebook. Why should I have to walk away? I shouldn't.
because social media is a big enough platform for all of you to go and do your own little thing. So why the fuck do they keep taking the piss out of y'all?
Don't know.
And this has been,
But-
this
And
has been an ongoing
they
thing
call
for 3
themselves
years.
family, brother,
But
sisters of the leash. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
my other thing, what really gets me is Ishi's false claims. And he false claimed there's basically, I did work with Caldwell Cigars. This I did work with Perdomo Cigars when we would be an important distributor. I could not do business with Caldwell Cigars because Torren Borders began doing business with Caldwell Cigars in 2017-ish. So you lied yet again on your podcast saying I robbed Caldwell Cigars of 40 cigars. No, I didn't. I smoked Caldwell cigars. I didn't work with them. But you went on to state that. There it is in black and white again. Tour Importers are the UK leading distributor of premium New World cigars. Added Caldwell cigars to the portfolio in the UK. Promotional tour featuring founder Robert Caldwell. And there it lists some of the cigars that are on the UK market. 2017, Caldwell did business. We didn't come into business until 2021. So yet again, your blatant lies are there on show. Because you lied. If you want me to drop the whole dish about Perdomo, why was it Rebellion Cigars wanted you to send them Perdomo cigars so they could sell them on their website when Perdomo cigars were going to be sold by either Davidoff or Tour Importers? But Rebellion had got Perdomo cigars on their website when they weren't even available on their website. You also go on record on your podcast, 34 minutes and 34 seconds on the 8th of August, and say that I was doing business with Perdomo and I robbed Nicholas Perdomo of 40 cigars. I never have done business with Nick Perdomo. I smoke Perdomo cigars, but yet again, I'm going to prove your blatant lies. Tour Importers officially started doing business and distribution for Perdomo cigars in the United Kingdom on May 20th, 2022, following an announcement made at the grand opening night of Ignite in 2022. Their announcement date was May 12th, 2022. The official launch date was May 20, 2022. So yet again, Ish, you point blankly lied. Now, if I robbed people, right, because I'm a charlatan, because I took 40 to 50 cigars from per company, why is it, out of 25 companies that we were doing business with, not a single one of them has gone on record on Instagram or YouTube or anywhere saying Gareth Williams robbed me. Gareth Williams did this to me. As you even stated, Ish, 3 years ago on Instagram, when I joined you live after you posted the article, Gareth Williams doesn't owe me no money whatsoever. Because I don't owe you any money whatsoever. Your constant lies, Ish, of also how you have brought your own cigars to the UK market. Emily.
And also, just listen, majority of the companies that we were dealing with...
Calm down a minute and let me say.
Shut up.
Will you?
Majority of the companies that we were dealing with, you have smoked a cigar on different podcasts with people. You have spoke to them on different social media platforms.
Yep, true. But, like I was saying, as I've lost track now, as Ish being in the United States is BAMF Cigars and also ROCF, would it be possible for Ish to register his cigars in the UK without a business address in the UK under BAMF Cigars?
Not personally, no, because he'd have to apply for a work permit in the UK. Then he'd have to apply for national insurance. Then he'd have to register his business with HM Revenue, set up his customs accounts so he can pay his taxes, actually have a business and be established in the UK for, I think it's 6 to 12 months before you can set a business up once you've got your work permit.
Also, would have to have an EORI number or have track and trace as well. And he has gone on record on that podcast to say,
and a UK bank and a UK bank account as well.
Yep, UK bank account as well. And he went on record to say that he registered his own cigars by walking up to HM Revenue and Customs, the tobacco place, and I registered my own cigars for Rebellion Cigars. It only
Which you don't do.
Which you don't do. You have to send all information off, which will be the cigar size, ring gauge, length, what wrapper, what tobacco, what binder. You have to give them a full summary of that cigar to be registered. It can take 2 to 5 weeks, 2 months to register a cigar. As is being proven in the United Kingdom, when we have waited 3 years for the blackened M81, we waited for the shade to black. We waited for the Perdomo 30th. Sometimes, depending on how busy, you can get a cigar in quicker. And the only way they get in quicker is when the importer goes to the United States at PCA, they pick that cigar up, and as soon as they hit the soil in the UK, they get it registered. You do not pay £50 per cigar for registration in the United Kingdom. And it is not £10 after every year. Complete and utter lies. It is. To get your cigar registered in the UK, by law, a company needs either an EORI number, which is now changed to track and trace. It changed a couple of years ago. So basically, when we left the EU, it went from the EORI number to now track and trace. Your cigar also, in the UK, you pay in money, as is stated here, in fees. Per cigar, it's $150 per cigar to have. Yep, Crown Heads took at least 90 days. So you're right there, DH. Thank you on that one, brother. You just reminded me. And they're still not on the market yet. So as stated there, new cigar product brand. So as a new brand, which Banff would have been, as well as their cigars, for every cigar I brought in, it was £150 per submission. Several weeks / months of processing time to get registered. Not 2 days, not 2 weeks, not 4 weeks, as Ish stated live. As stated there from the government website, it's $150 per submission. Business trade costs of track and trace takes 2 days, of course, to get your codes. So your code would be your selling code through track and trace on that box. You get that for free. You get your code. You put your code on as a UK ID code. So like we said, through the passport system, it would have that UK code. Is you would sell that then to the shop. It's all covered. Does it's come in the right way? $150 per submission. So yet again, Ish, you went and lied on a podcast. Your easiest thing, Ish, would have been to plead the fifth. Trust me. It would have been easier for you to plead the fifth. Through everything. Because now I'm outing you for all your lies. Should have pleaded the fifth. Because what you're going to do now, Ish, now it's all out there in the open, what's your next podcast going to be? Does Gazzy's wrong again? I am proving fact after fact after fact after fact after fact of what you spoke about for 34 minutes and 34 seconds live. And this is very sad to me when I've got to sit here with my 2 brothers, my wife, that's not very well,
My wife.
and we've got to talk about this because you're so bitter towards me. You even went on record and said, even after calling me a retard and everything else that you called me, you even went on record and said, he's not really a bad guy, Gaz isn't. Not really a bad guy. It's his wife. She's the bad one. And then you also go on about the name of the company where Arthur being my grandfather, Emily's grandfather being George, and your words were, I couldn't give a fuck. You've just gone and started a war there by saying my grandfather's name. You went on live and said, there's everyone that was on that live on TikTok can shove their dick up their arse. Because they can suck their dick.
Graphic.
Somebody who owns a cigar company, somebody that's the founder of the TPA to go on record and say that, doesn't show you in a very good light, does it, Tish? You wouldn't go and call somebody a retard, knowing how offensive that is to disabled people. You wouldn't.
But it's also
You've got a
upset a lot
problem.
of your communities.
Yep.
Not just obviously your community, people that follow the TPA community, because a lot of people have a disabled person in their family.
Yeah.
It's not a word that needs to be used in this day and age. The fact of it is, somebody with a learning disability has got a learning disability. He could have called me every name underneath the sun, and it wouldn't bother me, because my skin is thicker than his. But to call me a retard and use that word, and I hate saying it, trust me.
And it
Because
fell
stands
off for
against
you.
everything that I believe in.
It fell out.
It does. It goes against everything that I stand for. It goes everything against what Grumpy stands for, what Matthew stands for, and what Emily stands for. Because we have all got somebody in our family that's disabled. That is a horrible, derogative word to use. And I hate it. And as Frankie's even said there, and Frank's Frank on that one, my brother. It's horrid. It is.
Yeah, it is.
But you also have people that join your podcast from different backgrounds and different countries who also have learning disabilities, which is offensive to all them as well, which is wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we've already gone on record, me, Grump, and Matthew, over someone in our community that was called that. It doesn't need to be out there. It's horrid, that word is. It's offensive. I get this, you crossish. I get this, you cross, because I tagged the TPA. I tagged Banff. But you've gone and blocked me, haven't you, now, off the TPA? It's still out there. 4K on views with the images that I posted to Chris Lane. 4K. Over near enough 600 views on the video where I told everybody what went on. You went and put the eyes on us-ish. We put the eyes back on you, what you've done. Everything that you've stated. To say that we never had a license, that we weren't a legit company, that we were never registered, that we couldn't bring cigars in, that basically we were breaking the laws in the UK, which is a criminal offence, that we were going to get sued for it. Geez, I have never heard so much bullshit, and I say bullshit, from one person's mouth. As is proven here by this image, is our track and trace in the United Kingdom. That is our track and trace number, straight there in black and white, by Dentis. So Dentis, or Dentsu, however you want to pronounce it, is the track and trace company in the UK that tracks all parcels coming through, and you have to give that number every time you bring a parcel in. It has been doctored at the bottom with the blue lines because I'm not giving out our home address or Emily's email, so we don't get nothing back. But that is the parts that are being doctored out. But that is the proper, legit number for track and trace. It is also by law in the UK, to be a business, you have to declare it with Companies House in the UK. When you declare it with Companies House, like Emily did, it will ask you for name of company. So, of course, if you're calling it Mr. Joe Blogs, it will go down as Mr. Joe Blogs. If we're calling it the Cigar Loons, it would go down as the Cigar Loons. And of course, as is stated, we were down as Arthur George Cigar Lounge. So as proven in this image. And I'm sorry, guys, for everyone that's watching on here, watching there over, of course, on Instagram. But this shit needs to be put out. So there's Arthur George Cigar Lounge. It also states on that image, of course, nature of business, so SIC. 47260 retail sale of tobacco products in specialized stores. So that means we are supplying tobacco in our shops, which we, of course, were opening, which was the 2-story building that Ish went on and spoke about, that people walked past, that we were opening up. And we were also going to be supplying tobacco, which was the cigars, to different shops in the UK as a distributor, also as an importer. So we would have supplied Ish's cigars, if it had all gone through as a business, to these. Ish decided, of course, he wanted to say he give me a 6-month window of telling him the truth. I never got his cigars registered and all the rest. We were going through the registration process.
But it was also COVID, and everything was all running backwards. You couldn't even get a dentist appointment. Took you about an hour to queue to get into a supermarket.
Yeah, and this is the
which
thing.
is like your
But
version of
he went
Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he went on record to say this. He gave us an ultimatum of 6 months. He never gave us an ultimatum of 6 months. He never did. He was told the whole process from day one of what would happen. He decided when I was on my deathbed in a coma, to sign with Rebellion Cigars. Which good on him. Because how long did he last in the UK? Didn't last very long. His cigars aren't even here in the UK no more. Which is a shame. And I say that, it's a shame. But he went and dealt with someone that doesn't even pay fees to Motorhead, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses on their songs, on their cigars. Shoot me all night long in certain ones. Also a member of the TPA. Just going to put that out there. Why would you do business with that person when they're calling
the people who he supplied cigars with are out of pocket because they were told they were illegally in the UK by the big importers and to pull them off all websites and to stop selling the stock.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And as we know, there was another company who had their cigars with Rebellion that weren't registered in the UK the year after, but were still being sold in the UK illegally. Now, I'm not going to mention that person, but we've had him on the podcast. So, Grumpy knows who, Matthew knows who. And if you don't, I'll tell you after the podcast. But still, this is the crazy thing, right? If you're going to do business with somebody, make sure you're doing business with the proper person. Ish wanted to say also on that live, it can be watched on their episode, and their episode that is on YouTube was on, which was Factory Reserve podcast, of course, on their channel, and their live was called. Oh, they've now removed it. How funny Ish removes the video. What a jackass, Ish. You have made yourself. What a jackass. When you posted...
He may have removed it, but I've got a USB stick with all of it downloaded on.
Oh, Ish. I've even got the video where you are talking on your live. I've even got the clip for 34 minutes and 34 seconds where you are slagging me off. Why remove the video, Ish? Who's got the pair of balls now, brother? Who's got the big cojones? Oh, yeah. What were you told, Ish, that the Cigar Loons name was? What did we say in 2023? We are the invaders of the cigar world, and we have come and invaded you tonight. And you've had to delete the video. Just shows you up now, doesn't it, Ish? On everything that you've done. It shows you up for everything. I could go into more, but you know something? I don't really need to, because I've said everything. It's like,
Yeah.
how much more do we need to go? Of course, your EORI number years ago when we were doing business, which is now Track and Trace. We've told you about Chris Lane. We've told you about what. It's a shame Ish had to remove it, because also under Track and Trace, of course, if you're paying for the registration, when you're bringing the products in, per kilogram, it's £417.33, which is tobacco products duty.
That's
And
it,
then
Frankie.
your standard VAT, which is 20% on top. This is the thing.
No, and
We
don't
have
forget the
proven everything.
hidden handling fee as well.
Yep, your handling fee. You've also, and this is where a
Admin
lot of companies
costs,
get away with.
loads of other things
And
go on top of that as
Well
well.
done to Davidoff.
Yeah.
But Davidoff, Touring Porters, Brightleaf, and certain ones, they have got their own warehouse, which has a holding facility. That is the way you get away with it. If you've got a holding facility, you manage to get it out quicker. You manage to get your fees done quicker. But it's a lot of money into this doing cigars. And you know something? I take my hat off to any important distributor that is still out there doing this, because you know something? It's not an easy game.
It's hard
It isn't.
work.
And I hate, and I do. I hate doing this tonight and putting this out, but now it needs to stop. So, like we say again, Chris Lane, it's now time to stop. Before it goes down that legal loophole, before the police come, just stop. Move on. Leave us alone. Let us go and talk to who we want to in the cigar community, promote their cigars, do what we do, which has been a podcast. Ish. Enough of the war, brother. Enough of the war now. Because you know something? There's no need for this. I've proven your lies yet again. Live. You've gone and deleted the video. Why would you go and delete the video where you are slagging me off, where your video is called People Talk Shit? People talk shit. And that's your video that you posted. People just talk out of their arses. As stated there, Ish. See? There you are, Ish. Saturday. For 34 minutes and 34 seconds. Even sitting with all the people, like we stated, that you were sitting with. And as you can hear here.
You know, like gentleman means like a friends with another man. It's not gentleman woman, it's gentleman. It's another man.
So being
whatever.
sexist.
Talk about things, how your life is going on, what you smoke, what you drink, what's going on. You know, that's natural life, whatever. And we all go through that. You know, it can be a good thing, a bad thing, whatever your day is. But when you have a clown calling another boy, by me, like myself, a clown, because they have nothing to say.
Which I never called him a clown.
And they block me. That's amazing.
I didn't block him.
Well, I would like to know why these Cigar Loons, they have, 5-6 years so far, and they have 288 members or subscribers.
Which we proved you wrongish.
Days, over 1,000. Well, and let me tell you something. I don't pay for subscribers. Somebody told me that you can pay for it. My money is in my pocket, my house, my food, and everything else. So I don't have to pay for nothing. But knowing you guys pay, you will get a good number that we are.
Which you're now admitting
But
you paid.
let's keep going. So
Yeah.
anyone want to jump, please. Oh, I see over here. Come to the stage. Come to the stage. Sorry, guys. I didn't see you. I didn't. I'm so sorry.
Now I'm going to show you hologram Gabe that you need to be careful of.
How do I make this thing bigger? You know me.
And also Gary, the Misfit, as you can see, joining-ish live.
Fuck you. I delete you. You're not gentleman no more. Delete.
Oh Lord.
So it was funny. I never, ever, and you guys know this, I never used TikTok, right? It was TikTok in my life. Somebody asked me to be in TikTok, and it was no one of you guys. It was just a person of Africa because they have pictures or whatever. And the lady didn't have nothing else but TikTok.
Right back. I need a
So I opened an account.
water.
And then Tom, he told me, hey, just change the name, put Bam Cigars, whatever. So I have whatever, 100 people, 200 people, I don't give a fuck. And so I went to see what is going on. And this guy is talking shit out of his fucking mind. He's like, wow. He needs a fucking doctor. I believe that. Anyway.
Like to say, if you want Ish, I'll do a full live and I'll post all that video. Well, I'll just post it on Instagram. I'll post it on Facebook, post it in all the cigar groups. But guess what? I'm not, because this needs to stop tonight. I've got the video there. I've got the evidence. I've proven you wrong yet again. And this now stops. Like to say, keep my name, which is Gareth Williams, out of your name. Well, out of your mouth. Sorry, keep my name out your mouth. Keep the Cigar Loons name out your mouth. And guys, you just finish off, man, because I need to pop off 1 minute.
Bye.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is the end of this topic. We don't need to talk about it anymore. We don't need to think about it anymore. We can just move on. I don't like the internet beef situation that we've been in. I don't like people talking shit about people that I know and have come to respect. And I'm just kind of done with it. So the end of it all for me. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. You know, like he said, Frankie said, drawing the line. We're done.
That's it. You good?
That's what it is. He's drawing the line. He's drawing the
Exactly.
line.
I mean,
And end of.
and
Yeah, go on, Grump,
and
sorry.
I, you know, and I'm right there. I'm right there in that same boat. You know, it's like I said earlier, but when we started, you know, we put this out here, and that's it. So, you know, don't be poking, don't be prodding. You know, we're not going to keep hashing it. We're not going to keep revisiting and going over. You know, we've endured this for 3 years. We've laid this out here, you know, and it made it quite evident and quite obvious. And like I said earlier, we're just here to open your eyes and let you see and let you make up your own mind. You know. But I think we've shown you pretty much, you know, who's solid here and who's shaky. And like I said, it all, you know, this all goes away and ends tonight as far as I'm concerned. Because we're going to keep moving forward. You know, we're not, you know, and I'm going to keep inviting people to come on. If they want to,
Snap.
great, we'll line them up. If they don't want to, that's fine too. You know, we're big boys. We can handle it. But
Yeah, but
In
you know
other
something?
words,
ladies,
you either come on and they've got a guest, otherwise you have to listen to Grumpy's conspiracy theories.
that's right. And I got some. And I got some. But yeah,
But the thing is,
that's, you
Grump,
know,
right?
yeah, go ahead.
With knowing you and with knowing you and with knowing Matthew, 3 years, and like I say, it was our anniversary yesterday. Tonight should have been an anniversary show. You shouldn't have been this. Should have been the anniversary show of when we started on
Yeah.
Discord, and then we came up with this idea for October to do a podcast. It should have been an anniversary show, not this. And talking about cigars, and like Mike says, here, can we just get back to smoking cigars? Like, this is crazy, grown ass man out there laundry. This is sad and a black eye on what we're trying to do. Which, yeah, it is, Mike. It is. But for 3 years, brother, this is what we've had to put up with. And also, you know, from watching that video, what Ish said. You know. Chris Lane reaching out to you. Chris Lane reaching out to DH. Reaching out to other guests that we've had on. You know, because you've heard it and seen it for the last couple of months. I don't want to go with Grumpy or Matthew onto any live to be talking about this or it being mentioned to us. It should be about cigars. And like Grumpy and Matthew have said, for 3 years, we're in one lane. We're going this way. Every other car, like Banff, GPA, any other podcast, they can ride in that same lane. We're all going to get to the same destination. But what they want to do, they want to crash us off the road and put us in a different lane. We're in this one lane. We don't want to go into this bullshit lane. Don't want to go into that bullshit lane. We're in that one lane. And everybody should be going down the same. But when you pull the curtain down and show people the true nature of this cigar industry, this is some of the stuff that goes on behind the doors. People don't want it. People don't want the facts being aired. And tonight, like we said, this is the end. We don't want to be sitting. We don't want to be going back over this. We don't want to be doing another podcast on this. Because we have got people that want to come on this podcast. They want to smoke a cigar with us. And they want us to talk about it. Your last things, because you know something. You've sat there, you haven't really said much, but you had a lot of bad stuff said about you on that podcast. Of course, being a mouse, aka Danger Mouse, is you never shut the fuck up, which I can attest
never
that because
do.
you're my wife, and I can say that because you're my wife. But you made out be a liar. You made
And
out
one of
be
the other
a bad
reasons why I
person, all
don't
the
shut
rest.
up
So
is part of having ADHD.
But just say what you want to say before we finish it off and put it to rest. Because this is what we're going to do now. We're going to put it to rest and we're done. So just finish off what you need to say.
I just feel sorry if you think it's acceptable to speak to women like you did on there. I feel sorry for the women and obviously the TPA. I feel sorry for the Women's International Cigar Group who have dealings with him. Well, most of them don't now, but that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But then again, he's never sober. He calls you the madman. Please come on TikTok and actually listen to other podcasts, like I said earlier.
Yeah. It's a shame. And it's a shame to see what is going on, and I feel for Ish. I do, because you know something. He's had a lot of crap of companies owing him money, and all I ever tried to do was bring his cigars to the UK. He was happy of us to try and be his important distributor, and this is the crap later on down the line of him posting.
The
that
thing is, though,
because
his little
it's
circle
crazy.
he's sat with now wouldn't even be sat with him because it was you that recommended him any cigars.
Yeah.
Like Panda and all them. Not a single one knew anything
there's a
about
lot of
Banff.
No, none of them. None of them did. And that's the thing. None of them who we used to hang around with. None of them knew who Ish was. Because it was us. And this is the thing. But when they want to state this, it was constant, me bad-mouthing Ish on every single live, it wasn't. I sang from the rooftop saying he was a mad scientist on what he did. With different tobacco, with, of course, the Irish tobacco, the Transylvanian tobacco, and certain things. And I wish him all the best in this industry. It's a very hard industry. But don't go and shaft a podcast by doing this for make yourself look Mr. I am. Because you've got a great reputation. Your reputation now is being shown tonight. And this is the thing. It never needed to go this way if you had left us alone. This is the thing. Now is the time to leave us alone. Enough's enough. We wish you all the best. We wish all the members of the TPA the best. And like we say, we've got no problem with you members of the TPA. This is a case of your founder thinking he can say what he wants to say. One of the members, which is Chris Lane, thinking he can do what he does. This is who it's against. And what's happened, it's brought you all into it. So we apologise to you. We wish you all the best of your companies. You've got some fantastic cigars, and you have, as we know from having you on the podcast. And we wish you all the best. We wish everyone the best. Every single podcast that's coming out, we wish the best. Everyone that's making great content, we wish you the best. We're not here to mess with your product. We're not here to badmouth you. We are in the same thing as you, and it shouldn't be competition. All of us should be able to do a podcast and work in this industry of helping one another. There's if someone's struggling for a guest, they will help. If we're struggling for a guest and we went to you, you would help. Not the fact of gatekeeping and turning around going, stuff you, this is for me. Shouldn't be that. You shouldn't be putting up paywalls and charging people to watch the content. You shouldn't be. This is the crazy thing, and like I say, we're sorry. This had to go out tonight, but it needs to end. And Frank, thank you, brother. He is Cigar Loons. Thank you. It's much appreciated. And like I say, it's much appreciated to everyone
Appreciate it.
that sat here tonight and watched here on YouTube, also on Instagram, also, of course, on Rumble. From me, stay safe, stay smoky. Thank you for joining. And from me, I'm sorry we've had to do this tonight. From me, I'm sorry you've had to hear all this, but enough was enough. But for me,
And I apologise to the Americans who are watching if they need a Google translator for my accent.
Yeah, I think I must be getting sick or something because I understood you all. Understood everything you said tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, it was really nice.
You've knocked it on
try.
for over 3 years. That's why you know how she talks now. You've known her for 3 years.
I didn't have to strain to understand.
Plus, for some reason, your audio is better than Gaz's.
Because I've got my earbuds in, that's probably why.
Yeah. Anyway, here's the deal. I'm not gonna say don't start, no won't be none, because that ship is fucking sailed.
Thank
I'm
you,
gonna
Frankie.
say thank y'all for sticking with us. This is the end of this bullshit tonight. Ain't no more gossip shows after this. Fuck dirty laundry. Peace out. Grump.
Hey, I'm right there. I'm right there with them, man. You guys know how I always end it. I mean, I love every one of you. Abba Father loves you too, but if he ain't leading the way, you know, you need to make that change. And I'm still gonna stand on that. But yeah, I'm in the boat with everybody else. Uh, we shut this one down. This boat has sailed. So I love y'all.
Yep.
We'll catch you on the turnaround. Gonna be all
Yeah.
good.
We've got some good things coming up, haven't we? The thing is, next week we've got the show, and then of course we've got the 10-person smoke out again that we've got coming up. Some
Yep.
guests lined up, so we've got some great things. We've got some great things coming. So make sure to check us out every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific, midnight in the UK. And thanks again, and thank you for joining us. But you know something,
Yes.
after tonight, you're never coming on this podcast ever again. You've done my head in, Mum. But I
Well,
love you.
thank fuck for that. If anyone wants to catch me on TikTok and the other socials. Balls to what they say.
Don't be saying that and everything now.
Emily,
Yeah, never say never. If you're
I'll
poorly, I'll just
protest.
step in, hey, Grump. I'm a pro at this shit now.
I'll protest. Don't say
Yeah.
never.
Grumpy's on your Bernie's rocking chair with his you know what. And his cigar in his mouth. Protesting.
That's right.
but,
I'll make a video.
but this is how it's. Yeah, but this is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. Doing this, and like we say, come and catch us next week. You never know what rabbit hole we're going to go down, what cigar news are going on, because there's a lot of cigar news coming out, and I just want to put it for everyone in the cigar community watching. Please go to savecigars.co.uk, have your say, and please vote. The UK is in a 60-day program where they are on about changing to plain packaging and plain bans like Canada. We need to fight it. There is people in the United States that are signing it, and it's going to go to our government in place to say, no, we do not agree to it. So if you can, go to savecigars.co.uk. You can also find it on Instagram. It's Save Cigars. Follow that link. It will take you straight to the government website. Fill in the questionnaire, have your say, and stop it. Because you know something, this is another infringement to the UK rights to smoke cigars when we were already going through a generational tobacco ban. And now to do this will kill the cigar industry. And we need to fight it, all of us, from US to UK to Canada, France, Belgium, all of us. As cigar smokers, we need to make a stance. So go in to savecigars.co.uk and sign it, please, and help save our rights as cigar smokers to not have cardboard plain packaging or a plain black band that states this cigar is X, Y, and Z. Let us see them nice, wonderful bands on them cigars, because that is history, and that's also the key point to us is when we open that box up and it's got that write up telling you what the wrapper, the binder, and the filler is, maybe what taste notes it's got, but that nice packaging, that's what sells cigars to us. So please save it. But for me, Grumper Matthew, and of course the wife, we'll catch you next week. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Peace and blessings to all of you. Thank you.
In a world of smoking stories where the good times flow, there's a podcast rolling, putting on a show. The three amigos gathered, mic in hand, you see. The Cigar Loons are calling, wild and fancy free. Oh, guys with his laugh, a booming joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living out the podcast dream. From humble beginnings, just a thought, the spark. Now they're lighting up the airwaves, leaving their mark. They talk of life and laughter, and the cigars they hold dear, dispelling all the worries, banishing all fear. Oh, guys with his laugh, a booming joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living out the podcast dream. Through debates and discussions, they always find a way to make you feel at home at the close of every day, with tales from their adventures and insights sharp and keen. The Cigar Loons are truly quite the listening scene. Oh, guys with his laugh, a booming joyful sound. Grumpy with his wisdom, feet firmly on the ground. And Matthew, ever thoughtful, with a quip and a glee. The Cigar Loons are living out the podcast dream. So light up your stogie, settle in and hear. The Cigar Loons are talking, bringing joy to your ear. Guys Grumpy and Matthew, a perfect smoky blend. Tune into the Loons until the very end.